neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill, asking for the buried treasure, tons of gold for which they kill. Came an answer from the kingdom, with our brothers we will share all the secrets of our mountain, all the riches buried there. Now the valley cried with anger, mount your horses, draw your sword, and they killed the mountain people, so they won their just reward. Now they stood beside the treasure on the mountain, dark and red, turned the stone and looked beneath it, peace on earth was all it said. Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. Ooh, one tin soldier rides away. Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. Ooh, one tin soldier rides away. That was One Tin Soldier, originally by the original Caste. That's the name of the band, if I understand it right, the original Caste. But made more famous by Jinx Dawson of Coven when the song was featured in Billy Jack way back when. And I played that song straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play right along with this video. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. In just a moment, I'll do a basic tutorial covering everything I just played. At the very end, I'll do a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. But right now, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. If you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want over 1,000 free downloadable ukulele song sheets, check out our Dropbox. Oh, each one with a link to its own free video, tutorial, and play along, just like this one. Yeah, check out our Dropbox and then come play with us. Okay, now, first off, I did an intro, the tab of that intro. I tried to make it as authentic as possible. The original was on a flute in the original song, but I tried to make it as authentic as possible. The tab for that is on the next page, second page of the song sheet. I'll show you everything I did. But if you're not up for that, or you just don't want to work that hard, I put the chords in on the first page. It's the chords, they'll go. So you could just say, it's basically, oops, I played it wrong just then. But anyway, you can play a much, much, much simplified version of that just by strumming the chords that are written out there with all the timing and everything on the intro. And you can throw, there's just that tiniest bit of fingerstyle that I played wrong, but you could do that, you know, even if you're a beginner, you could probably do that. Anyway, all right, so, but let me show you first what I did. I'm gonna come in close. Here we go. Trying something new here. All right, I'm close. All right, I'm starting right on the 7th fret. Now, for most of this intro, I'm only going to play the 3 highest strings. Yes, I'm playing a low G ukulele. This shouldn't make any difference at all because I'm not playing the low G, right? I'm actually holding it with my thumb. I'm holding it with my thumb so I can strum. Whoops. Like that. I can strum all three of these and you won't hear the low G, right? That's what I'm doing as kind of a trick, to play only the 3 high strings during the first half of this this fingerstyle intro. So here's how I'm doing. I'm shaping this kind of like a G, but it's up on the 7th fret. It's actually a C. This would be, that would be a C. See? That's a C. But I only want to play 3 strings. So here I go. I'm going to strum it, and it's only my pinky that has to move. And by the way, I'm plucking all this with my middle finger. That's what I'm using, this strong coordinated middle finger. That's it. And then I drop down to basically an E flat shape, right? That would be, if I did this, that would be an E flat, right? But I went from the 7th fret down to the 5th fret, and I do the same thing where I strum, and then I'm using 2 fingers to do the middle strings. So here's what we have so far. And then the next 2 chords are remarkably similar to that. I'm going to do kind of a G minor shape, but it's actually an A minor. See how that's? Because it's up 2 frets from what the G minor would be. So, but again, I only need the 3 strings. So here we go. Start again. And then remarkably similar, down a G minor shape, but on the 3rd fret. Right? Isn't that similar? And then down 1 more fret, and again, it's like an E flat shape, but it's up 1. It's an E. Again, I'm just doing the middle 2. So that's the whole first line. Once again. And then I stop holding this, and I just play an F. Oops. I'm holding the ukulele funny. Makes me awkward. And this is an odd. You notice in the song sheet, it only has 3 beats. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. And then it goes right to. That's the way the song goes. There are 2 different versions of the song from the original Caste and from Jinx Dawson. Both of them do exactly this timing, which is a little weird, but maybe it's designed to take you by surprise and say, wait a minute, did I hear that right? Maybe it's designed to make you listen closer. I don't know, but that is the way they do it. That one measure has only 3 beats. Every other measure in the song has 4 beats. But so when you get down to the F, it's just. So I'm playing an F, and again, plucking that A string immediately afterward. And this time I'm using, you could use one, before I was just using my pinky, but now I'm using my 2 little fingers. And then I'm going to immediately, I leave my pinky there, and I drop my ring finger on the C5. And that's all I'm doing. And instead of the middle 2, I'm using the high 2 strings. That's it. So, and then the last 2 measures of the fingerstyle part are on F. Again, the high 2 strings. And I'm gonna drop a finger. So just my pinky drops there. And then I jump right into the C. And I'm doing, the only fingerstyle in there, I'm for one down strum. Actually, I guess it's for the up string. I wanted to hear this. Sorry. It's like. I hear that in the song, so that's how I duplicated it. And then I go right into the song. Okay, let's see now. Wait. All right, let's go right into the song now. Verse. With the verse, generally speaking, it's just down strums in like a front beat strum, right? So I'm going to be doing, but you don't really have to worry too much about, well, where do I pause? What do I not do? If you want to make it sound fuller, then just put the emphasis on the first and third downs, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Listen, children, to a story, right? Or you could just do down strums the whole time. Listen, children, to a story. Most of the time, what I did was 2 down strums followed by down, up, down, up. But you can do it how you like. Now, for chord transitions, I already showed you this part, right? Well, it's if you're just going to play the chords for the intro, it's almost the same as the verse. I'm starting with my ring finger on the C, and then from there to a G, I'm basically just going to move it over 1 string. And then I'm going to do, for the A minor normally here, I would put my index finger on the A minor, right? But I'm going to put my middle finger instead, because that way I can slide right up to an E, right? E being the hardest chord in this original key, that is to say the first 2/3 of the song. So again, C, G, I'm going to put my middle finger on the A minor. That was written, and just then slide it up 2 frets, dropping that E a lot easier. And then slide back down for the F, right? That middle finger stays stuck to the ukulele, slide that down for the F. Bout a kingdom, oops, bout a kingdom, and I drop my pinky on a mountain, drop the F again. My pinky's just kind of hovering over the C, so it's waiting for something to do. On a mountain and the valley, and now you have to pick them all up. Back to a G. Vote below, right? But then I'm right back to the beginning where I'm going to kind of roll my ring finger back for that C, second half of the verse. On the mountain was a treasure buried deep beneath the stone, and the valley people swore they'd have it for their very. And then, oh, sorry. Goes. Right, okay. Sorry, timing of that got me a little bit. But so, have it for their very own. And every time we do that, at the end of the verse, at the end of the chorus, when it goes to that C or C sharp after the key change, it's like you're starting a new thing. Have it for their very. You normally expect it to like finish the phrase, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's not. It starts right on that C. It starts a little early. So have it for their very 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. All right. The chorus. Go ahead and meet your neighbor. So from that, the way I was playing this, I had my pinky on there, but so I have to jump to the neighbor, the E minor. Sorry, nothing in common there, but go ahead and meet your neighbor. And now jump again to the F. Fortunately, F is a pretty easy chord, but there's nothing in common there. Just jump to the F. Touch friend. Fortunately, you're going to do this 3 times. That is to say, if you get comfortable, it's fortunate. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. Won't be any trumpets blowin', come the judgment day. And then, bloody morning after, right, so an F. Hoo. Fortunately, you already got the F. You have that positioned already. Drop 2 more fingers, and you got that D minor 7. If you want to make it easier, just drop 1 finger and make it a D minor. Right? Bloody morning after, whoo. You could do that. It's a little bit less authentic. This would be more authentic. But if you want to just drop the D minor, Nobody will notice. Really, they won't. One tin soldier rides away. Okay, verse 2 is the same, ends the same, but then instead of going to the chorus, it ends with, and then there's a key change segue. I just slide this finger up one fret, drop a bar, and now I've got a C sharp. And the rest of the song is considerably harder. So if you aren't up for that, then just don't change keys. Just don't, right? If you don't want to, then instead of doing that segue, just play a second time and go right to the third verse. And instead of the key change chorus, play the chorus the way it was originally written, with all the same words, all the same chords. You could do that. It'll become a much easier song. But if you want the drama of the key change and the authenticity of the key change, then here's what I'm doing. So, all the riches buried there. And then slide up. So that's how I'm doing it. From here, slide it up in bar. And now I need my middle finger to form that C suspended fourth. Okay, now all the chord changes are different. So here they go. Now the valley cried with anger. Fortunately, if you're not okay with barring, don't do the key change. If you are okay with barring, then fortunately, you just keep this barred for an awful lot of it. It just kind of slides up and down. So I've got this, then slide that bar up 2 and drop an F, and that's a G sharp, right? Now the valley cried with anger. Pick up a finger and slide down 2 frets, and you've got that A sharp minor. Mount your horses. And now I'm going to do F in a weird way. I'm going to slide down off the fretboard and use this would be your normal F, right? But the reason I'm going to do my F that way, first off, I'm already here. I just sliding down. But then, draw your sword. I'm going to slide up 1 fret and drop the bar again, and that's my F sharp. So that's a real easy transition there. See, much easier than this, right? So I go from here, mount your horses, draw your sword, and they kill. That's it, right? Mount your horses, draw your sword, and they kill the mountain people. This finger just stays there. So they won their just reward. Exactly the same a second time. Now they stood beside this treasure on the mountain dark and red. Turned the stone and looked beneath it. Peace on earth was all it. And now again, the way we'd start out. That's it. Key change chorus. All right, now I wrote in a couple, or maybe just one, original. I thought about sliding up to that F minor. Well, I'll show you in a moment. Go ahead and make sure. I was going to do this. That would be an F minor, the way we did it before. That is to say, it slides up to it the way we slid up to the E minor before. But instead, I slid down, just like that. So, go ahead and make sure, neighbor. My pinky slide now 1 fret. That's it. And then I drop it again, that F sharp. Go ahead and cheat a friend. Same thing again. Do it in the name of heaven. You can justify it in the end. 3rd time. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day. The bloody morning after. Straight to the F sharp there. And then hardest chord of the song. Ooh. So from here, see, it was pretty easy before when you went from from an F to a D minor, or D minor 7, you just dropped 2 fingers and you left the other 2 in place. But you can't do that here. I've got this F. I've got to pick them all up. I pick up everything to jump to this D sharp minor 7th. So, bloody morning after, who one tin soldier rides away. That's it. Now I'm going to do a slow motion close up play along. Play along meaning you can play along if you think this will be helpful. close up on my chord changing hand. I'm going to play clear through the entire song this time because there's actually not a lot of repetition once you realize, or if I do the key change and I do the fingerstyle intro. So I'm going to start up here on the 7th fret, but remember I'm going to have my thumb on the G string at the start to silence that G string for the first half of the fingerstyle portion of the intro. So here we go. Slow motion. 5, 6, 7, and... Listen, children, to a story that was written long ago about a kingdom on a mountain and the valley folk below. On the mountain was a treasure buried deep beneath a stone, and the valley people swore they have it for their very own. Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend, do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill, asking for the buried treasure, tons of gold for which they'd kill. Came an answer from the kingdom, with our brothers we will share all the secrets of our mountain, all the riches buried there. Here comes the key change. Now the valley cried with anger, mount your horses, draw your sword, and they killed the mountain people, though they won their just reward. Now they stood beside the treasure on the mountain, dark and red, turned the stone and looked beneath it. Peace on earth was all it said. Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend, go ahead, do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after. One tin soldier rides away. One more chorus and that's it. That's it. See you, bye.